If you're building a company right now and you're trying to figure out who are the killers in your company and who are the ones you gotta let go, there's a structure and a method to figuring it all out. And I'm actually in the trenches right now doing that. So I'm scaling Master Food Labs and we're adding people every single month to our company. And one of the things that I have my team leads do is we grade every single employee. They're either graded as an A, B, or C. C players do not last. They need to be replaced immediately. And there's structures and components that each layer is set up for. So an A player shows up on times, is able to manage their own tasks. You give them a target, they know how to execute on that target. They're self-driven. They understand the importance of deliverables, of meeting targets. They're a big team player. They instill the culture fit that you want to instill as a leader. These are all attributes, and there's more. And there's ways to grade every single one, and there's ways to also improve every single one. And as a great leader, CEO, or whatever the hell you want to call yourself, you constantly have to be able to find the people that are able to be a replacement of you and your best skills. Yet, find the people that can completely do the things that you do at a better level. And the only way to do that is to say, hey, we have this role we're trying to fill, or we have this person we're trying to figure out. Let's say it's a sales role. And you're like, all right, we're trying to bring in the sales guy that's gonna run sales for our company, or it's gonna help us get more leads, or it's gonna help us grow our revenue, whatever the initiative might be for you guys. This sales guy, you're gonna bring in actually not one sales guy. The right approach is you bring in 3 people. You give 3 people the opportunity, you give 3 people the task, you hold 3 people to the accountable metrics, and you say, here's the training, you do it all the same. You give them targets, and you watch, what does week 1 look like? You analyze, you give feedback, and then you grade, A, B, or C. You give them another week. You give them feedback, you help them improve, you give them another grade. And the ones that are constantly falling in a C, the ones that aren't taking the initiative to actually try to solve the problem that they've been given, they aren't making the calls that they have to make on a daily basis, or they're not hitting their targets, or they're complaining about it, or they're always finding the reason why something can't be done. These are all traits of people that honestly are not killers. And in order to find a killer, a real killer, it has to come from the inside. The person has to have that internal motive that you don't have to tell them what to do. You just have to tell them what needs to be done, and they can internally get on YouTube, watch a video, read a book, figure it out, because they have the internal drive to figure it out. And they will figure it out. Then you support them, you give them the resources, you give them the infrastructure, you surround that person with the support structure and team to kill. And that's how you find killers in any organization, but it comes from within. And can you teach someone to be a killer that isn't really a killer? I'm not 100% sure, but my gut says probably not. Figure out how to identify the killers, figure out how to identify the people that you can trigger to become killers, but they still have it inside, because there is something that you can catch that fire, right? And I'll utilize it for myself. When I really changed as an entrepreneur, as a human, is when I had this burning pain and desire to want to be the absolute best at everything that I did. And I was a sore loser. If I lost, like I got fucking pissed because I didn't want to lose. So I did all the research. Why did I lose? How could I be better? Why do I have to do X, Y, Z to get to that? I kind of analyzed it so analytical that I was mad at myself. I beat myself up. But I then became my own self-improvement model, and I became the push that made me internalize and become a more aggressive killer in everything that I did. And killer, I use it as a positive term, because the truth is, someone who is willing to go after what they want in life will always get much more than the person that is sitting back waiting for life to come and fall into their laps. So go after it, chase your dreams. And in order to be able to actually find the key team players that are gonna allow you to level up your entire organization, level up your company, or be able to get to that next, target or goal, is you have to understand, grade them. Whether you want to create your own grading system, just find out who are the weakest links, man, and just get rid of them. Have no patience for that shit. You really don't have the time. Constantly seek the weakest link in your system and replace it. And you'll be surprised that you'll always be able to replace somebody for a better, more improved version of that role while giving that person the chance to execute. Just don't waste a lot of time. Create the structure, grade the people the right way, and be able to find your killers within your organization, and you'll be insanely impressed at how the impact comes back to the actual company and the improvements that it makes in your entire organization. You know, the truth is a lot of people are just afraid of having a hard conversation, and you need to get really comfortable having those hard conversations with your employees or business partners, friends, family, relatives, whatever. And the more comfortable you are having the hard conversation, the easier it is going to be for you to actually get out of that situation that you're in and onto your next step and path in life. And so, talking about the next path in life, check out this video where I talk about the 7 key components that got me through the shit and unstuck.